Now, joining us now to talk more about Edward Snowden and the debate over U.S. surveillance programs is William Sewell. He is a security expert and a former NSA contractor. He's also the author of the book, Non-Official Asset. Mr. Sewell, thanks very much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I want to ask you just quickly, Edward Snowden has been on the sidelines for some time. Now, all of a sudden, he's writing opinion columns. He's out talking to lawmakers. Is this somebody who simply has been bored and he wants to get back out there and get the attention?
Well, it's kind of hard to imagine what's going on in his mind. The fact is that he does need to come out of hiding and own up to what he's done, as the member of Congress said before. You know, the fact that he claims that he's performing civil disobedience is all well and good, but when you perform civil disobedience, it's in the context of owning up to your actions.
I want to briefly, there's been some discussion about him getting some asylum in Germany, and I want to quote Heiner Geisler, the former General Secretary of Chancellor Angela Merkel, says that Snowden has done the Western world a great service, and it's now up to us to help him. What do you make of that comment?
That's an odd comment, and it might be in the context of the fact that the Germans have found out that the U.S. might have been listening in on some of Merkel's conversations on her cell phone and things of that nature. But the fact is, countries have spied on each other for hundreds of years. Only more recently, it's gotten to a higher degree, but you know, I don't know that Snowden has really brought out anything new other than revealing things that probably weren't public before.
What about the fact that the United States and Germany are very close to signing a bilateral agreement where they say, make a pledge, we will not spy on each other? What is the significance of that?
Well, the significance of that is a little hard to tell. You know, the fact is that nations do spy on each other. You know, this could be driven by the fact that the U.S. has a much stronger capability than Germany. And I think the real question that we need to get to is, what is the standard for privacy internationally on an internet that is vulnerable and can be exploited not only by spies but by criminals and armies and other governments? I think that's the real question we need to get to the root of.
I'm also struck by the fact that Germany says, well, look, if you can also include us in the Five Eyes, where we can also have a say and be involved in some of the spying, then we would be up for that. Do you think that's a way that perhaps any kind of diplomatic feathers that have been ruffled, this could be smoothed out that way?
I think it probably could. The trouble that I have with including Germany in the Five Eyes is the countries in the Five Eyes share a common background. Germany's aversion to being spied upon is rooted a lot in its history, where its government was oppressive at one time prior to World War II. The East German government was also oppressive, and that kind of drives the German feeling about spying more than it does in the U.S. or Canada or Britain or the other two Five Eye nations.
Thanks very much for joining us today, Mr. Sewell. I have a lot of more other questions, but we're unfortunately out of time. But this isn't a story that is going away soon, so hopefully we can have you back soon. Thanks very much.
Thank you.